Yep, we're good. All right, dope. Let's do it. So, welcome everybody to the first call of 2023, first community call of 2023. So, excited to be back after the holidays. I know it's been a few weeks since we hosted one of these, but we pretty much worked through the entire holidays. I think we have a lot of stuff in the pipeline that we continue to work on, that we wanted to make sure that we made significant progress on kind of going into the start of this year, because we have a lot to ship this year, as most of you have been speculating across the Discord. So we'll provide updates on some of that stuff today. We'll provide as much as we can without leaking too much. And I know people probably have a lot of questions about what we have planned for 2023. So we will give room at the sort of latter half of this call to ask those type of questions. But before we get started, we'll do all of our normal sort of housekeeping things. So on the governance side, I don't think there are any big updates outside of the GMX butterfly swap passing. I don't know the full details of the timeline for that or anything. Funky, you probably have a better idea, but I think that swap is set to happen basically whenever PX GMX goes live. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Cool. So for everybody
And start
asking,
200K.
yeah.
Yeah, 200K GMX based on the price when the snapshot passes. So we're working with the GMX team just to figure out an amount now.
Dope. So for all of you asking about that, that's when that happens. So I guess we'll make sure that everybody's aware of it when it happens, and I guess the details will probably of like the price and all of that stuff will probably be public information based on the nature of the proposal. So we'll get more info to you guys on that. But yeah, I mean, pretty exciting that passed. It'll make the launch of PXGMX a little bit smoother, a little bit easier. And on top of that, it solidifies like a long-term partnership with GMX, which is always great. And I'm glad that most of the people who were sort of hating on that proposal ended up not having any tokens, which is usually how it goes. So that's kind of funny, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it on governance. I don't know if we have anything in the pipeline, Funky, that anybody needs to be on the lookout for. I don't think so.
Yeah, nothing on the pipeline, I think, for now.
Cool. So if anything pops up, we'll of course just let you guys know. So that's it on the governance side. But on the quality of life stuff, the dashboard on the website is finally live. We didn't do like a formal announcement or anything like that on it, but a lot of you have been asking about the multi-farm dashboard. I think if you go to dashboard.redacted.finance, you can finally kind of check that out. I know Joker has been waiting on this dashboard for a long time, so I just dropped the link in the town hall text chat for anybody who wants to have a look at it. It's pretty clean, looks good. The data's nice, so we finally got that from multi-farm. We finally got it pushed live, which is good.
And if there's any feedback or ones or like different metrics that you guys want to see, just drop it in what would be the best channel? Probably in conservatory or just in general should work.
Yeah, conservatory, DAO talk, like whatever. Just drop it somewhere. Make it known that it's feedback for the dashboard, and we'll see what we can do. I'm not sure what the total workflow for that is, but we'll pass the information to Greenberg's and make sure that he's aware of it, and then we'll see if we can get those implemented. Another sort of quality of life thing for all of you is that merch is the first merch drop, which is one shirt, one design, limited units, is most likely going live next week. So I'm kind of finalizing the actual final production schedule for that. The goal is to get it out next week. The week after that would be sort of the latest. So for sure, the first merch drop is coming in the next week or two. Just need to finalize some of the details and stuff like that. But the shirt design's finished, the production's basically finished, and we just have to actually get it set up on the shop front we're launching through, and then share it with all of you guys. So if you've been waiting for redacted merch, you'll finally be able to get your hands on a fresh new t-shirt design. So again, the idea is to do multiple drops of these. So if they sell out before you can get this one, don't worry. We'll be doing a drop after that, a drop after that, so on and so forth. Also, if you guys have like feedback on the type of stuff that you want, like shirts, hoodies, whatever, just let us know. We can get those produced. It's just a matter of like gauging interest, gauging what you guys want, and going from there. So yeah, look out for that in the next week or so. Next updates. So RL Butterfly stuff, everything's going as normal there. We had our, I think since the last call, we had our 9th and 10th distributions. So as far as I know, the yield and everything else is staying consistent, which is great. So we're not seeing major fluctuations.
Actually climbing up a little bit, right?
Okay, yeah. So numbers going up, which is always good. So we're seeing consistency, which is good. There's not extreme volatility across the distributions, which I think is good just for long-term prospects. And 80% of the butterfly supplies is still locked, which is great. And I think we account for a big chunk of that other 20% just because of the LP that we have in protocol and liquidity. So yeah, the vast majority of the supply is locked, and most people are butterfly holders. And I don't think we ran into many issues after the first sort of big unlock. Most people just kind of relocked and such. So yeah, all of that is going smoothly. So I think that's the majority of the sort of general updates. I guess we can kind of move on to some policy stuff, because as some of you may know, we launched bonds not long ago, and we got some more granular data on the first wave of those. But Funky, I'll let you provide any updates that you want to provide on the policy side before we go into that.
Yeah, I think the only thing on the policy side is really the bonds. We had our first 2-week bond program, which finished last week. We had about 50k ETH raised with almost little to no price action, which is really good. So we've launched a new 100k 2-week bond program, which kind of capitalizes with the kind of really good price that we've been having, as everybody's been, really bullish butterfly. So this ETH that we're bonding will be used with the GMX that we get from the treasury swap, and we'll use that for the PX GMX ETH pool that will seed once PX GMX launches.
Yeah, and somebody asked 50k US dollars or 50k ETH, and
if it was 50k ETH, Colton's done a very good job. Yeah, it's 50k dollars. But
I don't even know how much 50k ETH is. Sounds like a lot of money.
It's like I think it's 50 mil.
Yeah,
actually more than 50 mil.
That's a lot of dollars, a lot of ethers.
That's Colton's salary right there, 50k ETH.
Yeah, so actually we need to make sure that the bonds sell 50k ETH worth so I can get my salary this year. Cool. So outside of that, Bond Protocol sent us over some more granular data. Some of it's kind of boring, but I can run through a little bit of it. Like I think there were 13 total bonds across 6 unique bonders, a few repeat bonders. One of the things that was kind of interesting is that the average discount was 6.74% to market price, which is actually better than their 8% benchmark discount. So we actually got a pretty good deal on all of those bonds on average, it seems. It looks like there's a good 50-50 split between people who actually bonded and then locked and then bonded and sold instead. So that's good. And they gave us some sort of forward guidance on how to continue doing some of these bonds. But yeah, all in all, it looks like we got some good data back from the Bond Protocol guys. Things are going well. So I think we're going to continue to do bonds going into the future. I think there's some more live right now, if I'm not mistaken, or some more will be going live soon. Cool.
I think we just pushed some live, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Funky, can you go on mute?
Yeah, you might be stuck in a windstorm, Funky.
Sorry about that. Got the washing machine going.
He's in the washing machine. Cool. All right. So yeah, there should be a new wave of bonds live. So for any of you bondors, go check that out and potentially snag you some butterfly at a discount and lock it just for the funsies. all right, outside of policy stuff, hidden hand updates, nothing too crazy here. So volume is still holding strong, as it has been over the past several almost months now. But yeah, on the weeks where BIP19 is doing those USDC distributions, we're constantly pushing 700K in bribe volume, which is pretty much the all-time high. So we're literally seeing like $680,000 in bribe volume every other week, which is pretty nuts. So the Balancer and Aura ecosystems are still thriving and still being consistent regardless of market conditions, which is something that we've been kind of harping on from the beginning and that we're really excited about. And I know we've had a lot of questions about like quality of life improvements for Hidden Hand over the past several weeks, and I don't know if there are any developer stuff in the never. Is there anything that we have in the pipeline that is worth sharing right now for like Hidden Hand improvements or anything like that?
Yeah, yeah. Can you hear me properly?
You're a little muffled, but yeah, I think I don't know. Can everybody hear him?
Okay.
You should be good. You should be good.
Oh, way better now. Yeah, you're good.
The things that we have coming up in the pipeline, we do have like a huge revamp of the user interface that's coming up for Hidden Hand. That should help us, as we scale to more partners. But more on like on smart contracts itself, and we're looking for it to be a bit more autonomous and kind of not change the way it works, but change the way that it is run and maintained. That users can get their bribes way faster, and it's less dependent on human interaction.
Sick. So yeah, there are quality of life improvements coming. I think like one of the things that's really helpful is when Hidden Hand users just constantly give feedback. So if there's any other like feature requests that you have, as long as they're within reason, I think there is a potential for it to be included in the pipeline. It takes a little bit to get some of that stuff implemented and launched in a way that you know doesn't break stuff. So
And you can just drop it in the Hidden Hand general chat and just tag Greenbergs or Never, whoever.
or if you want it fixed instantly, you can tag me and I'll just build it real quick and get it launched. So totally up to you guys. But somebody asked about new partners for Hidden Hand. So I don't know if there's like a huge partner pipeline right now. I think one of the things we're really focused on is making sure that the existing partners continue to build out their ecosystems. Like this is one of the things we kind of talk about in the sort of forward-looking 2023 blog post that we put out, I guess, a couple of weeks ago now. And you know, we've spent a lot of time constantly pursuing new partners for things like Hidden Hand and Pirex and such. And what we found is that many of them are actually not ready for a bribe market or for things like this. So I don't know if we're actively pursuing a ton of new partners, but rather spending some of our resources trying to get existing partners going on Hidden Hand. Like we want to make sure that the partners that we do have are bringing in bribers and things like this. So yeah, that's where we're spending the bulk of our time right now.
Yeah, and speaking of that, like one of the other markets that's been picking up a bit of volume, diversifying away from the balance ecosystem, has been the Frax one. So as you guys know, I think I brought it up very briefly on a call like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. We have the partnership with Badger live right now. I think it's somewhere on the Twitter also, just for some stats on that. That was obviously like really successful for them and for us because it's not so dependent on Bouncer. There are a couple other partners hit me up, and like you might see a governance proposal from one or two of these projects doing Frax BP stuff, which hopefully should pick up the competition on the Frax Hidden Hand market as well. Yeah.
Dope. So if there are any other questions on Hidden Hand stuff, I'll wait a second. If not, we will move to Pyrex. It looks like we're good though. Dope. Yeah, cool. So we can move on to Pyrex, which I think has a lot in the pipeline this year. Oh, KP. All right. So yeah, KP, take the floor, sir. Don't leak too much, or I'll ban you.
No, yeah, I've definitely been pretty excited to talk to the community again. Miss you all. Okay, but yeah, for Pyrex GMX, I mean, like the holidays, we did add some pretty major updates, improve the precision of rewards in like a pretty huge way. So we're making use of some of the accounting logic that Tribe, or Faye was had open sourced, and I mean it just improved the tracking of dynamically issued rewards in a pretty it's just a lot better. That's all you need to know. And also potential vulnerabilities were also patched as well. I mean the awesome thing is like we've already seen the benefits of Pirex GMX's code, allowing us to expand like a lot faster to other projects too. Like Feiji, who usually is not on these calls, used it for another protocol that we were building. I mean, code from Pirex GMX to build that one out extremely fast. And the cool thing is that as we this code gets used by as in it sees capital flow into it and not go out in a way that's like from a rug or anything or as well as audits, like all of the protocols that make use of the code that we write will inherit those benefits, right? So we're really excited about that. So for example, the benefits of auditing and the security benefits that we're seeing now, and precision that we're seeing now from the changes from this recent audit, it's going to benefit all of the protocols that we do next, which is very soon. Yeah. But I mean, either way, do apologize it taking a lot longer than anticipated. But I mean, either way, like we've always, taken the time to launch these products as they're ready because we'd rather your money not disappear. And if the opportunity were to disappear, for example, like if GMX we launched before and GMX, like, I don't know, just stopped being used, it just wasn't, a worthwhile opportunity anyway. And we could expand to other protocols a lot faster and more secure also. So yeah, we definitely are just thinking about things in that way, like the future. Yeah. But
Really
yeah,
quick, KP. Somebody asked if the audit is finished for.
it is
GMX.
done. Yeah, it's already been done actually, and we've just been working and planning the fixes. As these changes have been as these changes have been made to the code base, we've also been working with another auditor to review the changes. So it's not as if we have to wait, for another long round of audits and then changes. They've been audited or they're being audited now as we go. And we're always, of course, like rigorously testing our code. But yeah, the good news is I mean, and soon the findings will be published. But
Yeah, maybe I'll just
Yeah.
add some context there. Like we don't deploy upgradable contracts, right? So we want to make sure like whatever we put out there is just like top-notch quality, and like we don't want to be making hot fixes to contracts that are already live and stuff like that. So like that's why we're working with another auditor just to make if we are making changes, like making sure those are all safe and good to go before like we deploy them.
Yeah. Actually, so for one contract, we do have one contract that is upgradable. But the good news is that it doesn't ever custody funds. And the only reason we did that was because the cost to migrate data that is tracked within that contract could be really expensive if we were to, But then, yeah, I think we may end up removing the upgradability. But we'll see. It's just like we decided it wasn't a big deal and it wasn't like a bug vector. But yeah, so that's Pirex GMX. For Pirex Convex, I think Pirex Convex is just a great example of us taking time to launch a good product, and it's just grown like pretty much nonstop ever since, right? And we haven't made any changes to the contract or anything, like Sammy was saying. And also Delphi gave us a shout out recently. And it's really weird because it's recently after the holidays, people reached out saying, commenting on cool bits about Pirex Convex. So that's pretty cool. Like, yeah, but nonstop steady growth and value to the users. I mean, I guess that's why it's been growing. But yeah, we're gonna keep delivering the same, like maintaining that bar of quality.
And for Pyrex
Um,
Convex, I saw somebody asking not long ago, KP, about this like new I think it was a new CRV CVX wrapper or something that Convex was wrapping, and they were asking it, or launching rather, and they were asking if that affects Pyrex in any way.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that whole
So
thing?
there's that like
Like,
new convex CRV wrapper. I don't know. There's like that new thing that convex launched.
The CVX CRV upgrade.
Yeah, and people were just asking if that affects Pyrex anyway. I'm not sure if it does at all. But just wanted to add that in for the recording for people asking.
yeah, I mean, yeah, go for it. You were saying, Never?
I mean, I was saying the CVX CRV, it's just a change of fees. So that's all they're
Yeah,
updating, right?
yeah, we don't actually wrap, like Pyrex convex isn't convex curve. We're actually dealing with the vote lock convex purely, or the actual native, their actual protocol token. So their wrapper contract seems to be convex curve only, or CVX curve.
Cool. Yeah. So for anybody asking, it's unrelated. I had no idea what they even
Yeah.
really launched, so I didn't even know the question that I was asking. I just saw somebody else ask it, so I was making
You
sure.
don't read the notes, like
Yeah,
update notes.
I didn't even read it. I didn't even look at it. I had no idea what they were asking. I just wanted to ask for the record. So yeah, it doesn't touch Pyrex. So if you're a Pyrex user, you are unaffected by said thing that launched from Convex. Anyways.
Yeah. And they have like other stuff they want to do anyway, I guess. But even if it did, we would definitely figure out. I mean, we have the ability to migrate the vote lock convex over to new contract anyway, which would have accounted for, say, like breaking changes or anything. Because yeah, I don't know if y'all remember, but like a while back there was that mass unlock, and then also they changed some logic in their contract, which definitely would have broken like an older version of Pyrex. But after that, we're like, okay, well, can't have that happen, you know. So we definitely yeah. So we added changes that would allow us to migrate the funds. But the cool thing is that it would require like two multi-sigs in order to execute. So we wouldn't just be able to single-handedly like rug everybody, you know. And we that was a great like suggestion given to us by the llama guys, because they're like, yeah, what if y'all just decide, you know, that you want to retire one day? But we're like, okay, well, prevented that by adding the second multi-sig, which we would not be on.
You're not allowed to retire. You will be working forever under my command. So, um, somebody
You're
asked. This is targeted
yeah.
to you, KP, but I will also help answer this question. But they asked, you mentioned a few calls back that you and the team had augmented/refined another code base and are planning to deploy this new augmented code, which is not Dinero. My question is, will this be a new product suite for Redacted as a standalone for additional revenue streams, or will it be to further enhance our product suites, or both? I think they're referring to the new Pyrex improvements and what allows or what will allow. And I think a lot of this, it has to do with PXGMX and the work that you guys did there to make Pyrex, I guess, more easily extendable to other protocols. So maybe you could provide like a little context there for anybody who's not familiar.
Gotcha. That's cool. Yeah, I think because referring to like a different protocol. I was talking about a while back, a Pyrex protocol, where they had like a significant amount of TVL. And we actually didn't fork their code base because so we yeah, I think that's like a pretty common practice in the industry, and that's totally fine. Like I think that enables us to save, like a lot of us to save time and you know, be able to build new things. But in this case, we just didn't like we understood what it did, what their protocol did, and we decided that there were improvements that needed to be made. So we re-implemented it. So we were re-implementing it, and we're going to add like major improvements to it and features. And that I would imagine, as in like features that were important enough that would have, I guess, you know, allowed people to use that, or made people want to use us instead. But yeah, it would definitely be a redacted product. It's still under Pyrex.
Yeah, so it's under the
If that
Pyrex
answers your
umbrella.
question.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not 100% sure, so that should answer both potential versions of the question. One, yes,
Oh,
there's a
real
new.
quick.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I just wanted to explain explain where I was going with the why we don't fork, or we're trying not to fork anymore. Okay, yeah, no, I think that this thing was a part of our past, which we're not gonna, like, we weren't around for that, Sage and I, but yeah, we're not doing that anymore, because then we if we fork it, we don't fully understand the, like, there may be pieces of the code that we don't understand, and that can cause unforeseen, like, issues later down the road. So we don't want to say fork like compound and then get, like, wrecked later if we didn't make a change to account for, like, reentrancy attacks, right? Which actually did happen. And I mean, I think people know what I'm talking. Yeah, like, it was bad. Like, there was like 9 figures of funds lost there. So we wanted to re-implement it because we knew we could quickly, and that would allow us to really understand the product, you know, like, extremely well, and then enable us to expand further. Because I can't imagine us, like, building on top of a protocol which we don't understand and then try to extend it, because it may break and everyone loses money. So that's not good. Anyway,
Nice. All right. So
wanted to
somebody asked when longer locks. I guess that's a question about RL Butterfly. I don't know. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't
I
know.
didn't even do RL Butterfly, just saying, because people have been asking me that.
I guess we could increase the log. I mean, the one I don't really see too much value for getting from increasing locks, since you do have the freedom to relock. It's always power onto the person. But we do actually have a code base ready. It's nearly ready for PX Butterfly. As if we see more demand for that, there's if we were to launch that, which would kind of have the same effect.
Yeah. So somebody brought up that, yeah, Sammy thought about it. I think that was just Sammy thinking out loud that day. It wasn't something that was like for sure in the pipeline. But yeah, if there's feedback that anybody in the community has regarding longer locks or what they would like to see out of RL Butterfly, just let us know. I mean, we can think about it and see if it's something that makes sense. And then obviously any of those changes would require like a governance proposal.
Yeah, some of the feedback I got was like at least internally. Where did you see that message? I mean, I did bring it up that first major unlock. Some of the feedback I got was just like, I think there was a lot of everyone was like anticipating the launch of the first RL lock, mostly because of the retro distribution, right? And what happened was obviously like 80%, 90% locked in the same epoch, right? And then when that unlock did happen, like obviously, yeah, there was like a pretty bad effect on the price and stuff. And not that we care too much about the price or we're like making decisions directly because of it. But the feedback I got, TLDR was like, now we're starting to see the locks like diversify a lot. Like it's not all like the unlocks don't all happen on the same epoch. Obviously, there is like that. There will be that one. There will be like those major locks, which basically will be like 3 months after the Genesis epoch. But it is starting to diversify, and it shouldn't be a concern. It'll never be as bad as it was the first epoch, because we saw the locks sort of diversify again over like multiple different epochs. So if it is still an issue in like some time, then like I think that might be a good time to put out like PX Butterfly. And like have you guys have like some extra incentive for you guys who are definitely like sticking around with us and showing more conviction in the protocol, rather than those who are trading it maybe. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, real quick about, because I'm just because a bunch of people asked about PX Butterfly. By the way, it's pretty much like done actually. I think the code base is done, and what's great is it uses Pirex convex. So yeah, just going back to what I said earlier about inheriting the battle testedness and security of it. It's as secure as Pirex convex. And maybe we should launch it so people can get like future yield and stuff.
Hey,
Yeah,
don't make promises over here.
No, I mean, to be fair, we do have like, the team has just been building nonstop, but we do have a big a backlog of things that we could that are actually done. But it's always there's a lot of cost to launching new things, a lot of attention cost as well. So I have to take those into account.
Yeah, we just have to think through like what makes the most sense at any given time, and like never mentioned, there's so much stuff in the backlog that we just have to prioritize, right, and figure out what makes sense to launch and when, and we will get them all out to you guys. Like, I think this year is going to be a good year for launching things, just because we have so many of them. So yeah, if there's
Every year's a good year for launching with Redacted.
every year is a good year. I mean, Redacted does have one of the best CTOs in the entire industry.
Indeed. Thank you,
When-
Colton, for everything
yeah.
you've done.
And whenever you have a CTO as good as the one that Redacted has, then you just continue to ship. Yeah.
No, really,
50K
though, the
each
team is
salary.
pretty fucking, yeah, love the team. Whoa, all right. That was not me. That was someone like screwed something, but in the ball.
All right, 50K ETH per
Even
week.
if it
Yeah,
was.
I mean, we are trying to get my compensation raised to 50K
This
ETH
was roughly
per
the
week.
left
So
emoji.
be on the lookout for that proposal. Hopefully everybody votes yes, because it's important. Cool. So I think, one of the things we can do now, since this is the first call of the year, is open it up to general questions. I know a lot of people have been speculating about a certain protocol called Dinero, among other things. So if there are any questions about anything that people want us to answer, we will navigate those and discuss them and explore them. So ask away. I will filter the question first, and then we can discuss. So one question about Dinero. So when is the Dinero white paper release? I don't think it'll be that simple. So we actually had a call about this, I think it was yesterday, about how we're actually going to release some of this stuff. And I think there are probably going to be multiple stages to how the white paper is released, and it'll kind of be released one at a time in that way. So there are multiple aspects of Dinero that have to go live, and they all work alongside each other to make Dinero as a system work as a whole. And so each thing will probably have its own like kind of light paper or something associated with it. Yeah.
Development has already been started, I guess.
Yeah, so
Not
development
alpha.
and the technical specifications for the first sort of stage of Dinero has begun. So yeah, we're not gonna empty the clip all at once. We're gonna make sure that this is going to be released in a sort of orderly fashion and make sure that people kind of like really understand the direction that this is going. So when is the first stage release info? So we don't have set dates. I know that's like a disappointing answer, and I don't want to give a set date because it may or may not change. I just know that we are working on it, and the idea, or the plan rather, is to have it out sooner instead of later. So we're working on it. It's not going to be like next week or this week or anything like that. But yeah, we'll give, as always, we'll give you guys dates when we actually have one. So working on that now. Leak the Dinero mechanisms? No, we are not gonna leak any of that stuff yet. Keep the hype train rolling. Stage white paper. So yeah, I mean, I think that's the way that makes the most sense for us, especially the way that attention tends to get distributed in our space. Twitter is full of Dinero this week. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, I like that people are speculating on what Dinero is and what it's going to look like and things like that. It makes people a little more excited whenever they don't know exactly what the thing is. Let's see. What is Barachain cooking with Redacted?
Holy shit, speaking of Barachain Alpha, hold on, I just noticed something crazy. They have been sharing Alpha, we've just all missed it. Hold up, watch. Okay. You guys seeing this? They fucking tried telling us. None of us listened.
What is it? Join December 2021.
What do you mean? They called the top?
They literally joined the Twitter, joined right at the top of the market. It was pretty much down only after that. It is real. It is real.
I don't even know what that
KP,
means.
KP is real.
People are
Sammy,
just de-risking to buy more Bara.
Sammy, I don't know. Did he just drop?
I
Sammy's
think we
the
need
only one
Hobbs.
that has the real Barachain Alpha. So until Sammy gets back up here, I guess there's nothing to leak there. So Joker asks, what alpha can I leak? Just drips her. All of the alpha that I can leak right now is in that blog post we released a couple of weeks ago. Year of the Butterfly blog post. So that's all I can leak right now. We are working on the rest of the stuff, and I promise we will get you guys as much info as you could ever ask for when the time comes. So, it's not real. Barachain, yeah, I heard Barachain's not real. Best way to get exposure to Dinero. I mean, you're here. This is Dinero is redacted, and redacted is Dinero, and they're one and the same. Sammy's Wi-Fi is bugging. Yeah, the feds are after him. Dig my thread about redacted plus Barachain. Interesting. Yeah. So apparently, Subly here has a thread about redacted and Barachain. Maybe check it out. Yeah. I am Dinero. Dinero is me. I am Dinero, and Dinero is me. Everybody say that in the mirror every morning when you wake up, and maybe we'll be able to ship it faster. That's the new copy pasta. Let's go. All right. I'm trying to see it. I might have missed stuff. Please, sir, we are a loyal call member. Yeah, I mean, okay. I will say this. Like, if you are on the community call, you will probably be one of the first people to hear about Dinero information. As you guys know, we always usually share information here first before we put it out publicly, just because we like to vet feedback here. So, yeah, Sammy doesn't even know he's not on the stage, which is great. All right, Sammy, you're back. Can you hear? Hello, hello. Yeah, I think the feds are. Are you back? Hello? Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, dope.
Okay, somebody was asking earlier about redacted and Barachain. I don't know if there's anything that you can share on that.
Home, you want to come on stage and talk about it? Let's see if he wants to. Yeah, it's not really my place to say where they're at with things, but I think I've said it on Twitter like a few times. Like, me and Ever have been like helping out a lot with the project. Like, we helped write the white paper and some of the ideas with the chain. Out of the three projects, you know, Hidden Hand does play a role in how proof of liquidity works, which is really really exciting, at least to me. Like, I think it's one of the coolest applications of. Can you guys hear me? Just checking.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah. I think it's one of the coolest applications of Hidden Hand that we've ever designed. And it's really exciting to see like how we can make it play a role in consensus. Obviously, like, for those who are aware of like what proof of liquidity is, you know, the idea of like multiple tokens serving as the security layer rather than just one native token. You can get an idea for like how staking rewards would be distributed to multiple different tokens, and then obviously like how a gauge mechanism or Hidden Hand would sort of work with it, right? I think it's not the most complicated thing to piece together, but maybe it's just because I've been helping them out with stuff. But yeah, like there will be Home doesn't want to come on stage. Okay, that probably means that I shouldn't say anything either.
Yeah. I wasn't asking you to leak anything crazy. I was just trying to let you give a general like idea of what's going on. So
yeah, I think you guys got the general idea.
Yeah. All right, cool. We can stop there. Let's see. Joker Frog is really prying for some Dinero timeline alpha here. Okay, so what percentage of the Dinero project will be released before the Shanghai fork? That is TBD. We are working through those details now. So again, I can't I can't really share anything there. Can we name LSD something better? What do you mean? I don't know what that means. Anyone, the link to the thread on Barachain redacted on Twitter. It looks like Subly shared that just above. Passive, what could be better? Yeah, I don't know what a better LSD name means. LSD is gold. Yeah, I mean, liquid staking derivative seems to work. Redacted staking derivative RSD. Yeah, maybe we can just like trademark the term and get everybody to use it.
PX tokens.
Yeah. No way you guys are hyping Omnia up like this in the chat. This is crazy. Look at this. Yeah,
guys, don't forget his
sure.
name is UST.
Yeah, UST bought some bots before this call for sure. Look at that. 20 fire emojis. That's pathetic. What's going on?
20 emojis in this market?
I
Damn.
know, in this market, dude. 24. Why is it still going? Dude, this guy paid for bots for
Holy
sure,
shit.
bro. No shot. Okay. When is not gonna say .finance? Oh yeah, I forgot we had that domain. What were we gonna put there? Does anybody remember what we were gonna put on not gonna say .finance? Oh yeah, that's where we're gonna release the any alpha. I forgot about that. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, we can do something with that. Who owns the domain again? Is it you, Sammy, or is it me, or is it us?
I think
Or-
Greenberg's has it.
Somebody has it. Somebody has the domain, so we'll make it work. I forgot we even had that. I don't know if we'll put the Dinero white paper on there, but we can put alpha on there. Dude, this guy has 34 fire emojis on. That's stupid. All right. What did I read about an ETH-backed stablecoin launched by this project? So we have not launched it yet. We are working on it. When Butterfly Moon, don't know. Any other questions about anything that we're doing this year that people want information on? Now is your chance to ask, because in future community calls, the alpha lid is locked until further notice. Yes.
Should we talk about the on-chain governance? We haven't given an update there in a while.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on. People are asking about BBC. So, yeah. I don't know how we want to do this.
Like maybe UST, you want to come on stage and give an update? I don't think Magnus is here. Let me just invite him up.
Yeah.
He'd
Where is he?
be the best person to give an update.
Oh, here he is. Invite to speak. Omnia, can you come up here? No. Yeah. All right,
Hey,
cool.
yo,
All right, what's up?
what to do? Hold up 1 second. We're having technical difficulties. Yo, hold on 1 sec, guys.
His computer is bugging out from all the bots.
Yeah, I'm on mobile.
35
I'm on mobile.
fire emojis.
Yeah. All right, here we go. I was told to bring an update to the stage. First
For
update is I'm
BBC.
about to write. Oh, for BBC.
Yeah, BBC.
I was gonna drop the RSD alpha, but yeah, for BBC it's quite interesting. So apparently the images have been generated already, so that's really good news. The only thing that we're waiting on now is like basically the developer updates. So as soon as that's taken care of, we could basically move forward with setting a launch date and then getting the rest of the project rolled out, because I know everybody's been really excited about that, but we want to make sure that it's done really properly and not butchered at all, because if anything is going to be associated with Redacted, there has to be like some good structure and it has to meet the standards and fit the brand and whatnot. So yeah, I hope everybody can appreciate the what's the best way to put this, the care and love that's been put into protecting the brand and also making sure that it's done properly. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's the best update in a nutshell.
Maybe you want to just drop 1 or 2 examples in the chat of what they're
Yes,
looking like
sir.
now.
Yeah, and
Yeah, I'll take care of that now.
And Joker's asking about a timeline and stuff. So like, I think one thing that we do want to be transparent about is that it hasn't been as smooth as we'd hoped, and it also, we've had to be more hands-on as a team than we hoped. So it's kind of like one of these things where it's now competing for attention amongst some of the other things that we have going on, as far as like the way in which we're engaging with it. So we just have to prioritize, right? So like,
Yep.
as far as like us putting a ton of effort into BBC to get it out like right now, it's just not a priority because it can't be, right? We have like 5 other things that we're trying to launch, but I do think the images are in a good spot. We have a lot of variations. It's just a matter of, like, as Omnia said, finalizing a lot of this other stuff. So we'll get it out as soon as we can. I know people are excited about
Bro,
it.
no one ever reacts to our messages like this.
No, this is cap. For sure. What is happening?
You dig?
Joker
Who's
wants to
who's
doing
redacted.
this, bro?
Hey, who is doing this? Who paid for bots
Bro,
today?
vibe up with the clout. Vibe up with the clout.
Who paid for bots today?
Omnia, bro. Oh, and
Dude,
Figgy.
Listen,
Omni and Piggy brought hella bots into the chat today, bro.
I'll drop my my alpha in a thread shortly. 1 sec.
Yeah, look at this. Look
Bro,
at this.
you could drop the Dinero white paper. Won't get this many reactions, bro.
Hold on.
BBC
I
is the
will.
redacted NFT collection. Yeah, if you're new here, you know, we have a community member, esteemed community member named Pink, who took this initiative of creating this NFT collection called Baby Butterfly Cartel, which basically would allow you to, you know, lock your ETH into an NFT, and then they would permalock that butterfly and then redistribute the rewards back to the NFT holders. That's the general purpose. It's in our Commonwealth if you want to learn more about it. The update Carlton was just giving was that it seems like they need a bit of help from us. So that's why there's been delays and stuff. But Omnia and Magnus are kind of the two folks internally that are helping out there. So you can always just ping them in our server or their server for more updates.
Yeah, cool. So I just tried to upload the Dinero white paper final.pdf and it is not working. So I guess everybody's gonna have to wait. And I heard there's an NFT airdrop for regular community call attendees. Yeah, I don't really know about that. What's our strategy for expanding the treasury moving forward? What are we planning on using the bonded ETH for? Funky, that seems like a you question. If you're here, you might have left us. Yeah, Funky died, so we can't answer that question right now.
I can just take it.
Or never can. Yeah, never can.
Yeah, I mean, we're launching a lot of products, so we definitely need to have some capital, right? It's not just launching code, but it's also supporting it from day one with liquidity. Since especially with the Pirex products, liquidity, the main utility is liquidity. So someone has to be the first liquidity LP, which is usually us. So other than bonding just to make our our DAO also very sustainable, and anywhere where we're cash flow negative or anytime we're cash flow negative or something, we have something that keeps our treasury healthy and kind of helps us grow. So those are kind of the two main things that we are using the bonds for.
Dope. Is that hopefully that answers that? Let's see. Any other questions before we wrap this up? We made it to the hour. I don't think so. Cool. Well, all right. Thanks for everybody coming along and hyping up Omnia with emojis. That was ridiculous. Don't ever do that again. Now we're gonna have to hear about it for probably the next 6 months. So thanks everybody for that. People have the white paper. Yeah, great call. Awesome. So we're getting questions about a joke. KP, I don't. You said you had a plan for this call. I don't know what the plan is.
Coming right up.
I know Omnia actually was my plan. Always have that.
All right.
All
right. Are you all ready for this? Why don't oysters donate to charity? Give it a second.
Why?
Why?
Because they're shellfish.
Damn. They are though, really. Also, the treasury wouldn't accept whatever.
But take away this guy's reaction.
We don't
If you all just just be quiet for a second, you could literally hear one of Colton's arteries popping right now after hearing that.
I'm just disappointed. Is all. Yeah, crickets in the chat. Shelf it. No way people think this is funny. Yeah, Loso said I waited a month for that. Facts.
I think next week we have Molecule sharing a joke too.
Yeah, apparently Molecule has a joke. So, all right. Well, I'm sorry that you all had to sit through that. That's usually the least favorite part of the call.
Yeah, look at the audience. Look how many people are leaving after you said that.
literally 20 people left. So yeah, the joke is pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
It's the
All right,
cycle
anyway.
of life, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the way it goes. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming, joining the call. As always, I will try to get the recording up as soon as possible. And yeah, we will see you all in about 2 weeks. Peace.
Peace.
Peace out, guys.